Hey guys, and welcome to the Artflow channel. My name is Ross and this is part number 6 with our free online course about Adobe Photoshop. In this video we're gonna talk about layers, groups, and basically everything that you need to know about this beautiful panel. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm sure that you already know a lot of stuff about layers panel, but I would like to clarify quite a few things about this section, because once you are going to go to more complex projects, you'll see that your layer structure might become messy, and the problem with that is that you need to keep your files organized, because whenever you want to transfer your file to any other person, to your colleague or whatever, or even if you're gonna go back to this project after a few years, you will just forget about everything that you were working on. So the good idea is to keep those things, those layers organized. How to do that? We have quite a few tools. Let me explain it to you using this project, because we have a lot of different layers, and I will just merge everything into a new layer. You can learn a new shortcut. If you want to merge every single layer in your project into a new one, you need to press Ctrl, Option, Shift, E. You can see this hotkey on the left corner of my screen. In that way, you'll create a new layer while keeping everything from previous work stage, so you can have a separate layer. Now, for example, we might have a few layers with similar content, like this layer and that, but you want to have different names for each layer. You can do that quite easily. You need to double click on your layer and now you can rename it. That's very simple, no problem with that. Rename. But if you're struggling with the scene content on your thumbnail, you can adjust it. You need to right click or right mouse button click, and you'll see a lot of options for your thumbnails. You can remove them completely. You can change them to small, medium, large, and it depends on your machine if you want to work with larger thumbnails or smaller. Usually I'm sticking with medium thumbnails, so that's okay for me, but you can choose anything that you like. Another thing that you would like to know is clip thumbnails to layer bounds. This one is very important because when you have similar layers, there's nothing that you can see. Everything is going to be the same, like I'm switching those parameters and everything is the same. But once you have a new layer, for example, this layer is going to be used for our brush tool. So I create new layer. Hotkey for create new layer is Command Shift N. In that way you can create a new layer. Okay. So once you have a new layer, you can press B on your keyboard, choose a color, and draw something. Once you do that, you'll see that your content is going to be updated. But as you continue to draw, or let me make it smaller, as you continue to draw, you'll see that your size of the thumbnail is going to be changing alongside with your editing process. So if you want to see the entire document instead of this single drawn line, you can go to right mouse button click and here clip thumbnails to document bounds, which means that you will see the same aspect ratio on your thumbnail and you'll see your hand-drawn element right here. The problem with this method is the fact that once you have white color, just as an example, you will not be able to see anything. Let me draw it for you, like here. Okay, so I drew something right there, but you cannot see anything on this thumbnail. But once you click right mouse button, you'll be able to see that, okay, we have something white right here. So if you like this type of appearance, you can go with this way. Usually I'm sticking with document bounds simply because I can see where my object is located in terms of my document. Now, as you can see, we have quite a few other settings right here, but we will skip most of them. But we need to talk about color. Colors are very important, but You will not use them so often, but once you're ready to transfer your project to another designer, or if you want to create a specific mockup, for example, for a future sale, using colors is a great idea because you can assign color to your group of layers, which we'll discuss later. And in that way, you can have a better structure, like everything that is going to color grade my document might be red or yellow or green. You can decide the color for you or for your needs. And it's just gonna help you to understand why do you need to use this folder or what's inside this folder without even looking into this folder. And the same goes with any text layers. You can assign, instead of red, you can assign purple or any other color. So this is just a great way for you to understand what's inside your project. Now, I mentioned that we have some groups in Photoshop, and groups are very important. If you want to create a group, you need to select two layers. In order to do that, you need to click with left mouse button on the name of your layer. Now press and hold Shift on a keyboard and left mouse button click on the second layer. In that way, you'll select two layers. Now, if you want to create a group from those layers, you need to press Command G. Now you have a group. You can rename this group, type any name that you like. You can open this group, you can see content within this group, and you can move out object from this group outside of this group. So simply hold left mouse button, move outside, that's it. Now in this group FD, you have only one layer. The good thing about groups that you can put anything that is related to one object, for example, or anything that is related to color grading. In that way, you have better organization of your project. Like I have a couple of curves layer adjustments, and they are adjusting colors and brightness of my document. I can put them into one group, so I can name it color grading. And that's it. Everything within this group is going to color grade my document. If you want to ungroup your group, you need to press Command Shift G. In that way, you can remove this group. Also, you can right mouse button, and now you can ungroup or group or do anything that you see right here. That's probably it. That's everything that you need to know about groups and layers. But there is another thing that you will probably see in a lot of tutorials about Photoshop, and this is layer style. So for layer style, I think we'll have another video because, as you can see, we have a lot of settings right here, and the goal of layer style is to determine how your layer is going to appear. Like you can add some stroke into outer side of your image, you can add some glowing effects, some inner shadows, and based on this layer style you can create very interesting effects. And mostly this layer style section is used when you need to photo batch, like you want to edit a couple of photos so they can look more realistic, or you want to create some buttons with some special effects, or any other situation when you need to have specific controls over your layer appearance. We'll discuss this section later because we have a lot of things here to discuss. Right now, I think that's gonna be too much for this video. But our video is not over yet. We have a few things to discuss in this lock section. So this lock section allows you to lock some layer specific things, so you can draw based on transparency, or you can lock drawing on your layer completely, or you simply can lock your layer entirely. So we have a couple of things that can prevent you from ruining your project. Like here, we have a specific lock that allows us to lock transparent pixels. Once you enable this lock, you will not be able to draw anything that is placed on transparency. Right now we have transparent pixels this layer is fully transparent, and once I have my brush, whenever I try to draw something, I just cannot do that. Let me show it to you. I have red color, I'm trying to draw, there's nothing happening to this document. But once I remove this lock, now I can draw. And you might ask me, why do I need this stuff? So the purpose of this tool is whenever you have some container, like probably, let's have a black container, and you want to draw only within this black part of an image, you can do that quite easily with this lock. Let's rasterize our layer, rasterize. Now let's enable this lock. And now I can draw inside this black rectangle, and that's it. Everything outside is going to be the same. Also, you can remove this lock and enable brush lock. It means that you cannot use brush tool. Also, you can lock movement of this layer. You cannot change position of this at all. It's just gonna give you a warning that it's not gonna work. And always, whenever you have some warnings, please read them. Do not blindly close them, because that's probably one of the most common mistake across beginners. The fact that whenever they have an error message, they're just clicking okay, and then they have a question, okay, so what do I need to do? But in error message, there is very specifically said the layer is locked, so we need to take a look into the layer and check what's locked. Here's the lock. Also, we have a lock of your artboards and frames. This one is more complicated because we haven't discussed artboards, so we will ignore this for now. And the last one is just a simple lock, which means that you cannot do anything with this layer. It's completely locked, and it's useful whenever you have a very strict adjustments and you're transferring this project to any other person, and you want to make sure that they will not ruin your project intentionally. So you can just lock this layer, and that's it. Also, we have fill and opacity. We'll discuss opacity and fill in a more specific way once we go to layer style, because that's when you need to use fill, because at the beginning you might see that fill and opacity, they work in the same way, but that's not completely true, because opacity is the way for you to reduce opacity for object and appearance and all effects, and fill is the way for you to remove object opacity while keeping opacity of those effects like shadows, glowing stuff, and we'll discuss it later. So those are not similar, but in some situations they might work in a similar way. That's why you might be confused in some way. Also, I need to mention that you have this burger menu on the right side, and this is a way for you to access all those features in a menu style. If you like to create new layers, new groups, with this button, you can go and create them right here. I'm not using this button because I'm used to hotkeys, but if you like to use interface, or if you forgot your hotkey, you can go here and check it out. So guys, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please consider hitting the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget about ring notification bell, because in that way you'll never ever miss any of our new videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.